We, the students of Ramdev Kamlan Engineering College, present to you Samstn, a complete remote system administration software. Now we would like to show you a demo of Samstn at work. It is tedious for the system administrator to perform the system administrative tasks at each system in the network individually. So, to save time and simplify the work, we have developed this software which integrates all of these tasks. It also collects a wide variety of information from remote machine. It provides rescheduling feature to schedule different tasks and run them automatically. So beginning with the first module of Samstn is the remote administration. We can configure hardware, software, security, network and other services. In hardware tab, we can have many options. Let's take example of managing CD-DVD devices. We click on the CD-DVD devices. Now the snapshot of the remote machine is if we want to configure the CD-DVD devices to be visible or not in my computers of the remote machine, we click on the tab Visibility in my computer. We click on Yes to make them hide. Now it's trying to connect to Saurabh Maheshwari, which is the remote machine in this case, and to hide the CD-DVD devices. The CD-DVD devices are successfully hidden. So now the new configuration of the remote machine looks as Now let's move to software tab. In software tab we have many options. Let's take example of accessing the registry. We can disable the registry editing on remote machines by any user. Let's take example of control panel. We can disable the entire control panel or the individual control panel applets. Now we will be disabling the entire control panel on remote machine. This setting might require the system or the explorer to be restarted. Now the configuration of Saurabh Maheshwari will not have control panel in it. The next tab is the security tab. In this, we take the example of desktop and explorer settings. It provides various desktop and explorer settings like controlling the context menus of the desktop, controlling the access to the folders and folder options, etc. Let's see its demo. This setting will remove the ability to access the folder options on the selected remote systems. It is trying to connect to the remote system, which is Saurabh Maheshwari in this case. Moving on to the next module, that is the system information. It provides the facility to access the complete hardware and software details of the selected remote systems. For example, in hardware tab, we can get general information which gives the summary of configuration of selected systems. For example, if we click on general information for the Satyendra PC, we get the full configuration. Now let's check the processor information of Saurabh Maheshwari. It gives the fully detailed processor information of the remote machine. Now moving to the software tab, we get the information of all software related components like operating system information, user accounts, system drivers, etc. Let's take example of information about user accounts of Saurabh PC. It shows the detailed user accounts. Next, we can have more types of information. For example, if we want to get the environment variables, we click on this tab. We can even edit and save the existing environment variables of the system. The next module is Startup. This module provides an easy facility to to control the startup of any system. The administrator can add or remove program from startup of any system. This module also provides excellent facilities for backup of current startup entries and to provide a rollback facility in case of any unwanted scenarios. For example, now we will add a new startup entry on Satyendra PC. Let's add Notepad. We give the full path of Notepad. Now this process comes in the startup list, as we can see. We can even manage all the above functions on the remote systems. We select Saurabh Maheshwari and see the startup list. The next module is programs. We can get the list of all the installed programs of the selected system. This takes place in background, so you can continue your work while the list gets populated. We can get more details of a particular program, or we can even uninstall it from a remote machine. For example, if we want to uninstall a particular program, we click on the uninstall button. The next tab is the processes. This module provides details of all the running processes and their associated modules. The list by default displays only the high level abstract details. To see the complete details, we just need to double click on that process. We can even create a new process. For example, let's add Notepad. We can even set the priority of it. By default, the priority of any process is normal. Let's change its priority to above normal. The changes made are reflected in the complete details of the Notepad process. We can perform all these on the remote systems as well. The next module is Cleaner. In this, we can delete the temporary files, log files, history, cookies, etc. of all the selected systems. Coming to the next tab, we have services. Now we'll try and get the services of the remote machine, that is Saurabh Maheshwari. Now from these services, we select any service, say AE lookup SVC. The current status of the service is stopped. So now we'll try and start the service. Now we can see that the service is started. We need to re-get the information to see that the current status of the service is started. The next module is Scheduler. This module is used to schedule jobs and commands remotely. For example, let's schedule VLC media player on remote machine, that is Saurabh Maheshwari. We need to set the time